Today I'm going to be presenting 2019 AMC problem number 25. Alice has 24 apples. In how many ways can she share them with Becky and Chris so that each of the three people has at least 2 apples? So the way we're going to solve this problem is, first we need to know something before solving this problem. When Alice shares 24 apples with Becky and Chris, that counts herself too because it said each of the 3 people. Becky and Chris combined is not 3 people. So Alice also counts. Okay, now let's solve the problem. Let's define A to be Alice, B to be Becky, and C to be Chris. Alice gets at least 2 apples because it says each of the 3 people has at least 2 apples. Becky also gets at least 2 apples, and Chris also gets at least 2 apples. Now since we know A, B, and C all get at least 2 apples, we're sure that they get at least 2 apples. So we can subtract the sum of 2 plus 2 plus 2 from 24, because then we don't have to worry about these two, because we already know Alice, Becky, and Chris are going to get them. So then we only would have to split 24 minus 2 minus 2 minus 2 apples with 3 people, regardless of whether anyone gets 0 or not. So 24 minus 2 minus 2 minus 2 is 18. Now we only have to split 18 apples into 3 people, regardless of whether one person gets 0 or not. So that's 18 split up with A, B, and C. So now, if A is equal to 0, then B plus C should be 18, because if A is 0, then A plus B plus C, we know the total is 18. So B plus C should be 18 if A is none or 0. B is equal to 0 through 18, and C is equal to 18 minus B if A is equal to 0. This is because 18 minus B plus B is equal to 18, and C is 18 minus B. And we know B plus C is 18. So if B is any value from 0 through 18, then we know that C has a fixed value too. So there's 19 possible values of B. It also includes 0. Also 1, 2 until 18, but also 0. So there's 19 possible values, not 18. And now, we know if we define B and A also, we can define C. And currently we're defining A to be 0. So if B is any value from 0 through 18, then C should also be a fixed value, 18 minus B. So that means there's 19 possible values of B, and there's also 19 possible total values of splitting if A is equal to 0. If Alice gets 0 apples other than her 2 apples over here. Now let's consider if A is equal to 1, then B plus C would be equal to 17. And B would be all the numbers from 0 through 17, and C would be 17 minus B. If C can't be 18 minus B like it was over here, it has to be 17 minus B. Because, for example, let's say C was 18 minus B. And let's say B was 17. C would be 18 minus 17, which is 1. And A is 1. So 1 plus 17 is not 18, it's 19. So as the value of A increases, the maximum possible value of B also decreases, and C is equal to x minus B if x is the maximum possible value of B. X also decreases by 1 as A increases. It is 18 possible values for B because 0 through 17 contains 18 numbers. And this also means 18 total possible values for splitting if A is equal to 1. Now if A is equal to 2, then B plus C is 16. And B is all the numbers from 0 through 16, which is 17 possible values. And yeah, on and on and on. When A is equal to 3, A is equal to 4, and all that. So we know if we define the value of A, we can easily find the number of total possible values if A is equal to that value. So if we increment A by 1 and by 1 like on and on until we reach 18, A cannot be any greater than 18 because remember, A represents the number of apples Alice gets. Alice can't get more than 18 apples. There's no more than 18 apples to split. So we go on and on until A is equal to 18. When A is equal to 18, the total number of possible values are just 1. And when A equals to 17, then the total number of possible values are 2. And on and on. When A is equal to 0, the total number of possible values are 19. So the total number of possible values from A is equal to 0 through 18 is just 19 plus 18 plus 17 plus 16 all the way until 1. We only need to worry about A because, as I told you, if we define A, then we can figure out the number of possible values of B, which from that we can figure out the total number of possible values, if A is equal to that number. So now we've simplified this equation to just 19 plus 18 plus 17 plus 16 all the way until 1. So now if we compute this sum, we get 190, which is equal to option number C.